Trading Nut, episode 164.
Once I started seeing consistency and profitability, I just kept putting more in, putting a couple thousand here, got up to 10,000, 20. And then sooner or later you have six figures in an account and you're doing phenomenally well, 2 to 3% a month, maybe for really, really low risk. That will really, help you with your psychology and make that trading plan more sustainable because you're not over leveraging. And then once you keep getting more capital in your account, which I've been doing, the profits off of that are just insane.
The market's going to do something. Your job is not to fight it.
The market never, ever runs away. It's always there.
That personal diary of trading will make you a much better trader than...
I could be right about the direction, but wrong about the trade.
Don't focus on the monetary side.
Trying to make too much money on a trade is what I have seen killed every trader.
Your losses offer you some of the greatest insight you can find into your mistakes.
Relax, learn the process.
Candlestick pattern trading is a freaking trap.
Don't be in a rush to become a millionaire.
Let the market tell you what the market wants to tell you.
This podcast is not financial, trading, or investing advice of any kind. What's up, traders? Welcome to another installment of the Trading Nut podcast. I'm your host, Cam Hawkins, and today we've got Nathan Jester on the show. Now, Nathan is not a smart money trader, but what he does is very close to the smart money kind of concepts that people have heard and learnt about. Now, what you're going to find is he's actually done something a little bit smarter than smart money as well, and that is coming up in the show. So something that you guys can all do as traders to try and give yourselves a little bit more or a massive edge in the market. Now, that's coming up, along with the story as to how he found his mentor, which is probably the jammiest story I've ever heard. The other thing is he shot a video afterwards, which is a complete masterclass on how he trades. And these are massive risk to reward trades as well. So you're getting a lot of reward for very little risk. You're going to find out exactly how that's done in a video that we're releasing on the YouTube channel. So make sure you hit subscribe to that. Click on the notification bell. Make sure you do not miss that video. Okay, so it goes on for maybe 20 odd minutes. Very detailed, a number of examples of how he gets into trades. You're probably going to want to watch it a few times. All right, so that's coming up in the Trading Nut YouTube channel. Other things happening over there, we've got the my mindset coach, Andy Murphy, over there. He's just about to drop a series of trading hack videos, really short videos, which give you a mindset hack to help get you over a certain issue. He's got the Genius Traders Club, which is up and running with guys are loving it. Here's a little bit of feedback from one of the guys who said, I'm not feeling stressed about not being in the game, which is usually the case. I believe it comes from this course. So yeah, the course is on sale at the moment. It's discounted by 75%. So if you guys want to get there, there's a link below the video. Well worth jumping on board. If you've heard some of the other quotes that have come through, these guys are really seeing massive changes in their mindset, not just for trading, but for everything. So look, here are some of the hacks that are coming up. The first one is the simple trader's trick to achieving consistency and trading at your best every day. Next one, why trading is so addictive and how to gain control or get control again and switch off, and how to bounce back after a bad trade, the mindset booster secret. So guys, that's coming up on the Trading Nut YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. I'll give you a drop when these things go live, but one of them will be going live this week. So make sure you head over there and try and find it. Other things going on here at Trading Nut, we've still got the Robot Builders Club $100 account challenge. So we're trying to get it to $200 without blowing the account. And if you do join Robot Builders Club before it hits that $100 profit or blows the account, you will get a copy of the Trailblazer bot, which we're running. All details of that are over there on tradingnut.com. Click on robots at the top. I've also launched a new strategy this month called the Asia Assassin. Now, this is based off Brandon Abbas's Asia trading strategy and another guest that's coming up in the show and their money management technique as well. So combine those two, created a robot. It's up there. There'll be a video coming live on that soon. Yeah, if you want to see that $100 account challenge and where I'm at the moment, which is a sort of precarious position, we were 50% in drawdown just in the weekend. It's clawed its way back today. I'm monitoring it, probably going to take a hit just to keep us in the positive and start accumulating again. So look, guys, go and check that out. Who knows where it's going to be when you guys go and check that out, but yeah, it's over there on tradingnut.com. If you do want to join the Robot Builders Club, just you've got questions, they've got a chat over there as well, so hit me up on the chat and I'll happily answer for you. All right, folks, if you're looking to get funded, let's hear from these guys. This is where you should be going. Hey folks, my sponsors City Traders Imperium have just launched some amazing changes to their funded trader program you got to check out. You can now skip the whole evaluation, trade gold as well as Forex, plus they've increased the drawdown you're allowed in both the evaluation and when funded. With C2A, it's even faster and easier to reach up to $4 million in funding with a 50 to 70% profit share. Click the link in the description to find out what else has changed. All right, folks, here we are on Trading Up. We've got Nathan Jester in the house from Aerial Trading. Welcome to the show, Nathan.
Hey, Cam. Thanks for having me on.
All the way over there in Raleigh, North Carolina.
That's right. Yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina, eastern coast of the U.S.
Cool. Now, you're a smart money concept trader. Let's hear your story first. How did you get into it? How did you manage to master the skill? Where did it all start?
Yeah, definitely. It is a crazy story. It's actually quite a funny story. So I'll go all the way back to the beginning. So I first started getting into Forex my freshman year of college. My business partner, Mr. Aiden Hunt, I roomed with him in college, and we have always been fascinated in building wealth, having different streams of income. And one day, a friend came to him and was like, "Hey, have you heard of this Forex thing?" He was like, "No, I haven't heard of this at all." And he showed him his profits. It was like a few $100s, and to us at the time, that's quite a bit of money to a couple of college students. So Aiden was like, "Oh, can you teach me how to do this? How does this work? What is it?" So it was introduced through a mutual friend, and we've been doing it for about a little over 4 years now. And I mean, the rest is history. We started freshman year of college, and we just started trading, and we found that we were quite good at it. And it's funny because one day we were at the gym, we had our MC4 open, and we were just placing some trades. It was mid-morning, and some guy passed us. He came over and saw our screen and was like, "Hey, is that Forex? I do some of that too." He's like, "Yeah, and you do it too?" He's like, "Yeah," and he said, "Yeah, I trade all these Bollinger Bands, stochastics, all these indicators." And we're like, "Wow, we trade smart money. It's based off of institutional order flow and all that stuff." So he's like, "Wow, I'm really interested. Can you maybe show me how this works?" And I've never heard of that before. So I was like, "Hey, absolutely, let's do it." So I said, "Hey, I'll just create a YouTube video for you, and I'll send it over and break everything down that I know." And this was just about a year into our trading, Aiden and I. And I accidentally made the video on YouTube public instead of private. So a couple of days later, it has over like 10,000 views, and people are like, "You guys have a course? You guys have a group I could join? Anything like that? I really want to learn more." And we're like, "Oh wow, we should do something with this." So we called it Aerial FX. We started the community right after that. And the reason why it's called Aerial FX is because we lived on Aerial Street near our university. And that's where we lived for the duration of our university. So that's how it was started and originated, and the rest is history after that.
That's quite an interesting... I wondered how you came up with the name. So Aerial Street, okay, cool. So how on earth did you stumble on smart money out of all the things you could stumble on? How on earth did you stumble on that thing?
Yeah, so we were originally retail traders. I feel like everyone begins with retail. You go on to baby pips, you look at, what is a pip, what is a trend, all those different things. So I wouldn't say we're self-taught, but we did come across a very interesting guy who did wanted to keep his name disclosed. So I'm not going to mention that, but we had a mentor since 2017, since we first started. We did start off as retail traders. However, we did transition into the smart money game through this individual.
How did you stumble across
somebody? We love smart money.
How on earth do you stumble across somebody who knows smart money out of all the things you could, stumble across?
Good question. So even before we launched Aerial FX, when we were in our beginning phases of trading, my roommate, or now business partner, had an internship, and through that internship met a few people who were into Forex as well, and said they happened to be trading smart money at the time, and they had someone who taught them, did all that stuff. So he introduced us to him, and he just got started.
And was it a local person, or was it somebody on the internet? Yeah,
it was a local person. We know him personally in person.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I know.
What year are we talking here?
I'm sorry?
What year was this?
This was in 2018. So this is 1 year after we started trading.
Okay. That is random. And so what you did you got taught in person, or was it via the internet?
Yeah, it was via Zoom calls, just like we're doing here.
Okay.
He took, thank God for this guy. I mean, he took time out of his own day to go over this with us. I mean, he just see our passion and just our drive to just be better traders. And, he saw that we were struggling retail-wise and introduced us to smart money. And we caught on quite quickly, and he was very surprised. So we kept going with our Zoom calls.
And was he charging you for this, or just was it all free?
No, it was all free. It was all, and that's the greatest part.
That is mad.
You never know what you may get through speaking to people,
Yeah, so it's just by pure chance you were able to sort of get out of that retail side of it into smart money by your friend / business partner working with some people who knew a guy. That's just that is so random.
I know.
That is so random.
God sent, right?
And so obviously you had the passion. So you just said you had the passion, but how much passion did you actually need with this free mentor? So there was no sort of money on the line here for you to, really get into it. I mean, what was the thing keeping you hooked?
In anything that you do, if you're going to continue, you have to have passion. And really what kept us going with this guy was the consistency we were seeing on the live charts. He would teach us something, and then we would go in the morning in London, New York session and look at it and try to find it. And it's just so prevalent throughout every day, all day, all the charts. You could look at anything, and nothing's ever going to look the same, but the concept will be there. And he would teach us the concept and why price moves certain ways. And we would go look, and it would play out throughout the day. And we're like, wow, this is a very profitable strategy. And it's all based on how the institutions and the banks move price. So why not trade with where the market's actually going, what's actually driving them?
So what were your first endeavors into placing trades on a chart?
Our first endeavors, and this is a funny story too. This was actually when we first started with retail. My first ever trade, and I feel like I can relate to a lot of people out there. Our first ever trade was a gold trade. I had $300 in an account. I pushed buy. I think it was a buy. I'm not sure. But I pushed buy, and then in 5 minutes, totally gone. Blew the account, all gone. And most people from that point would just quit. But the thing is like anything good in life is worth sticking around for. You have to have the drive and the passion and the dedication to, when you lose, continue to go. So after that, it just kept going and, started to become more profitable over time. Saw way much more success in smart money trading. I opened up my first real trading account, would say, with smart money with about $1,000. I turned that into, I think, a little over $1,200 within the first couple of months. And that's only 20%, but you think about it, you don't want to be going and trying to hit 10, 20, 30, 40% every single day. It's just not sustainable over the long term. And that's where people tend to go wrong because they don't understand risk management. So risk management, obviously the number one thing you have to have. We risk no more than 1% per trade. You have to stick to that. If you don't, you're going to find yourself, blowing an account, obviously the worst, but you may make a lot of money, but then it's not sustainable over the long run, so you're just going to end up blowing it anyways. So the key is risk management. I think that was really our breakthrough when we started to really understand that. And, trading with, a $500 or $1,000 account, 1 to 2 to 3% per week or per month is actually very good. However, on a smaller account, it doesn't look that good. But what if you have, instead of $1,000, $1 million, 2% a month on that? It's $20,000. That's a lot of money. So you have to think about it like that. And in terms of risk management, money, that's obviously the goal here, is try to make money. What are you going to be using the money for? What's your ultimate goal in life? Is it to, be healthy and not have to, work a 9-to-5 job? Is it to provide for your family? Well, if that's the case, to make it a career, you're going to have to, make 50, 60, 70, 80,000, however much you want to make per year. And in order to do that, you're going to have to find your risk management has to be at a pristine level, because obviously, if you're just over leveraging your account, you're going to be blowing it within, a month, maybe a year. To be sustainable over the long term, you'll definitely be able to see those results and keep going and reach your goals.
And so when you looked at that $200 profit, and you broke it, and you probably looked at a price chart, or sorry, not a price chart, an account chart of the growth. I mean, how did it play out from that $200 profit? How did it play out in the number of trades, win rate, risk to reward, sort of on average? What did that look like?
Yeah, so we tried to hit no less than a 1 to 5. 1 to 5 risk to reward is really what we're aiming for, and we do not risk more than 1%. So 1 to 5 is really what we look for. We look for quality over quantity trades. You can hit 1 to 1s, 1 to 2s. We try to aim for the 1 to 5s because you can lose 4 trades in a row, hit the next one, and still be profitable. So that's really where we want to be standing. That's why at this point in time, I'm not afraid of losing trades because I know my rules. I have a whole trading plan, which I lay out for my members, an entire trading plan that I have right above my wall that goes over everything. And, just sticking to that plan, sticking to that risk management plan, you're going to be successful in the long run. You really will.
Okay, and so how were you winning a lot of trades there, or was it quite low win rate for that first $200?
It was actually about, I would say, 50 to 60% win rate,
okay.
And then we got up to about 70, and that's really where we started to see a cap. But again, just not caring about losing trades and just to keep sticking to your strategy. We hit about 70% with an average of about 1 to 5 risk to reward apiece. Trades.
And so another thing I've sort of heard in the past, and just ironically today in another interview, was somebody who does trade like that with about a 1% risk, but they also have an account which is a high risk account where I'm guessing they risk 30-40% of the account per trade, but with the view that account might be blowing, but they've got enough money in the low risk account, they can generate enough to keep sustainable. What's your view on that, and have you ever sort of considered doing that?
I would never do something like that, and I know a lot of people who have done that before. But for me personally, I feel like it would mess with my psychology way too much. Going in, setting up an account, high-risk account, risking 20, 30, 40% of trade, whatever. If you begin to start doing that and practicing that, then when it comes down to placing trades on your low-risk account or your real account, your psychology may be messed up a little bit, and you may tend to maybe place just a little bit more risk on a trade because you saw success on your bigger account, right? So it messes with your psychology, thinking that maybe if you hit a big trade risking 40%, then you can transition that over to your other account, your real account that you're trying to grow steadily. You slip up just a little bit, you could be in the hole really quickly. So that's why I've just never really thought about that. Just wasn't not part of my mentality.
And so after the 200, how did you scale up? What did you do with the 200? Did you just withdraw it and go, bang, I just want to make a withdrawal? What happened?
Yeah, so, once I started seeing consistency and profitability, I just kept putting more in, putting a couple thousand here, got up to 10,000, 20, and then staying consistent with that. That's an easy, couple $100 a month. You keep dumping more in as you're becoming more comfortable with your trading. And then sooner or later, you have 6 figures in an account and you're doing phenomenally well, 2 to 3% a month, maybe for really low risk. That will really, help you with your psychology and make that trading plan more sustainable because you're not over leveraging. And then once you keep getting more capital in your account, which I've been doing, the profits off of that are just insane.
And so if you had to break your trading down into a week, how many trades would you take on average in a week?
Yeah, it really just depends on what the market gives us. Sometimes it's 0, sometimes it's 10. It's really hard to say, but I would say on average, probably about 4 to 5 a week. Because we do look at all of the time frames. We're not just sticking to the 5-minute. There's no such thing as just trading the 5 or 15. You have to really look at the overall picture, which is exactly what we do in our YouTube video series. So if you guys haven't seen that, please check that out. It goes over step-by-step how we trade. But yeah, we stick to just a few pairs though. I really like Euro USD and USD JPY and a little bit of NZD CAD. They tend to wave very well. And they tend to present the most opportunities for us throughout the week. So about, let's say, 4 or 5 a week for our members. Okay,
so it's really just 3 pairs that you're looking at?
Yeah, that's all you need, really, because you can find multiple opportunities on those pairs really every single week.
And so like pairs that sort of really go for, if there's a lot of trending markets or trending times, does that work as well for you guys versus ones that seem range and sort of wave around?
Yeah, so Euro USD is a pair that waves very well, not necessarily ranges. Obviously, every pair goes through accumulation distribution schematics and ranges for quite some time. But the ones when they're trending, USD/JPY and Euro USD, they wave very well and they follow smart money concepts very, very clearly. Every pair follows smart money concepts. However, it's very easy on the eyes with just those pairs, and it's a great start for beginners to start looking at smart money with those two pairs.
And so you mentioned 5-minute time frame there. Are you entering on 5 minutes, or are you entering on various time frames depending on what you see?
Yeah, just depending on what I see, what candles, what price action looks the best. Obviously, everything happens on every single time frame. But if you have, a liquidity run on the 1 hour time frame with a beautiful sell to buy candle, I'll be placing it on the 1 hour time frame. If it's on the 15-minute, I place it on the 15-minute. It's just whatever the market gives me. I go through all the time frames.
Okay, and so what does your typical trading day look like? How long are you at the charts, and how do you set yourself up?
Yeah, so I try to wake up because I'm in the eastern part of the U.S., so waking up for London session is quite difficult. However, I do tend to do it. So we wake up about 4 a.m. on average, some days 4:30, 5. But the best time for us to trade to get ready for New York session is that London-New York session changeover, which happens around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard. So get up around 4, get our coffee, do our analysis, prepare for London-New York changeover, and then trade all throughout New York session. So our main focus is New York session, but we do get up in London session to get ready for New York session.
And so how many hours are you actually sat down at the screens looking and analyzing and waiting for these setups?
Yeah, I would say 4 to 5 hours a day. But not all of it is done, doing analysis. We do analysis for maybe an hour. We take a break, we come back, check up on how things are going. Forex is not meant to, you sit down and look at the screen 12 hours a day. You're supposed to, come to the charts, fresh, focused, ready to go. Look at your key levels, look at what it's doing, and just doing some analysis for like 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes on each pair, and then just moving on, and then coming back and checking up on it. And it all comes with experience. For me, I know when I first started trading, I was on for hours and hours watching it like a hawk, and I came to realize, well, that's just not the right way to look at it. Over time, you start to see things more clearly. It comes right when you open up the chart. You should be able to almost automatically see something if something is presenting itself, and that just comes with experience. Something that can't really be taught, but I have developed that over my 4-year trading career to be able to see things very, very quickly and identify that and make my trading morning go quite smoothly. So not too much time in the morning.
And so, are you setting limit orders, stop orders, or market orders? How do you get in?
Yeah, I would say 95% sell limits and buy limits. Hardly trade ever, just market executions. Because I'm looking for specific areas in price to be entering. So I already have a predetermined level in which I would like to be buying or selling based off of manipulation that happens maybe throughout London session. We take liquidity, maybe there's sell to buy, we break structure, looking to pull back. I already know what candle and what level that the market makers will most likely look to attack and then move in the opposite direction from there. So it's all basically sell and buy limits.
And so I'm just trying to get my head around the amount of time, the 4 markets, the sell and buy limits. So limits orders, right? You see the level, you put it in there. I mean, is it because you're on a lower time frame? And more of your entries on a lower time frame than on higher time frames. When I say lower, I'm talking maybe 5 minutes or 15 minutes where things are sort of building quite rapidly.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends, and I've placed limit orders on 5-minute time frames, 15, even hour, or even 4 hour. I don't trade positions, meaning I don't trade and I hold for days and weeks on end, so I really don't look at daily and weekly time frames for placing positions. I do look at it for structure purposes. When it comes down to actually placing trades, it's more between the 15-minute and the hourly time frame.
And so if you were to analyze, so like euro US dollar. Well, I think that was one of the pairs you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you analyze that and see an opportunity, place a limit order, how long would that take you?
Our average waiting time when we place a trade could be maybe just a few minutes to a couple hours, and the trade usually lasts just a few hours. So we're really intraday, in and out within the session.
So okay, so sorry, I'm trying to work out how long it takes you to analyze one market and get a trade on, or get an order on, and then obviously you got to wait for it to play out and all that sort of stuff. But how long is that first little bit to get the order on? How long does that take you?
Probably 15 to 30 minutes. I mean, we do analysis on a pair. We look at, the higher time frames and then go from there down to the lower time frames, look at what price is doing. So I would say no more than 15 to 30 minutes at maximum to look at a pair and, determine if there's a proper setup and look at the overall direction for the day or for the session for that matter. And so within that amount of time, we're placing limit orders.
And so when you say so are you trading purely with your business partner, Aiden, is it?
Yeah, so our company, Aerial FX, has multiple partners. So we're all together in the morning on Zoom calls doing analysis together, which is phenomenal. And to do a little bit of backtracking, actually a really cool story. Our new business partner, his name is James. He joined us last year. This was a year after we started Aerial FX. He was one of our clients who came on board and took our advanced smart money course. And I hopped on a couple one-on-ones with him, and he's just a phenomenal trader, very intelligent guy. And I was just he caught my attention with the way he broke down charts and the way he explained things. And I'm like, hey, would you like to, do a little bit of a challenge for us? I would love to see how you trade over the course of the next couple months. So he's like, yeah, I'll get you, the investor password to my account, and you can take a look at it. So sure enough, after the end of the couple months, he is up, I would probably say 15, 20%, trades very similar to us, very really good risk management. And I'm like, hey, would you like to come on board and be a partner within the company? So someone who was a client of ours to start with, who I taught personally, who took our course, is now a managing partner within the company. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, that is incredible. So all of his education was through your course, and he just went off and applied it. Oh, brilliant.
Yep.
Now,
awesome.
How do you, so this really sort of intrigues me, how do you as a collective decide on this is a good place to put your limit order? Because I suspect that some of your 15 to 30 minutes is based on a chat, because somebody might see something that one way, somebody sees it another way. Do you have a to and fro argument, or how does that work? Yeah,
definitely. We always have, conflicting, opinions and stuff like that. And when we're not all in agreement in one another, we just don't do it. We don't first send it out to our members, and sometimes we just don't even place a trade on our personal accounts. We love to be in alignment with each other. I think trading with people can be very helpful because you get different perspectives when you're looking at charts. So we'll sit down, we'll do a silent analysis for, again, 15 to 30 minutes on one particular pair, making sure we have everything marked up, everything analyzed. Then we'll come together and we'll be like, hey, what do you see here? Do you see any potential setups for the day? What key levels are we looking to attack today? And where could we potentially be going? And we talk about each of our setups, if there are any. And if we come to a collective agreement, we'll then send it out. So it's more than just one person who's analyzing something. And I think that's really good. It's found very profitable for our VIP team, and especially for our clients, because they not only get one person who's doing analysis and sending out ideas and stuff like that, but you get the opinions and perspective of three people. So it brings more value to the table.
Oh, that's really interesting. I don't think I've actually ever interviewed anyone who's been part of that sort of collective group, all using the same strategy, all collectively going yes or no. Because I suppose it comes down to ego as well, right? So if somebody's got a bigger ego and this was my idea and you didn't accept it, then there's going to be conflict. So it's very much it's probably quite hard to manage. Does that ever sort of crop up where somebody's got ego and goes, screw you guys?
Yeah, sometimes anyway. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that always happens. When we first started a couple of years ago, we always said, I'm taking this trade. Like, why don't you see this? I don't understand. And we just come to sometimes just place it irregardless of what our other person says, on our personal accounts. And because at the end of the day, we're our own traders. But for the betterment of our community, we like to trade together and come up with the best possible trades for our members. So obviously quality over quantity is our number one goal. But yeah, there are definitely, sometimes disagreements. But we just work around it. We've been doing it for a while, and it's proven quite successful. So we're happy.
And have you personally ever sort of taken one of those trades where it's like, well, I think this is a trade. No, the other guys don't want to use it for the community. I think this is a trade. I'm going to take it. And has it worked? How many times have you done it? Has it worked out or not worked out for you?
We do, and sometimes we make it into a competition. It's quite funny because sometimes I'll say, Euro USD longs at this level, and he may not agree with it, but I'll place it anyways. And if it goes long and actually hits my take profit, it kind of turns into a competition. And that just makes him better as a trader, makes him want to go out and find really good high-quality setups, then rub back in my face and stuff like that. So it's all fun and games at the end of the day, but it really pushes us individually to be better. And in turn, that kind of reflects on our members as well.
Now, assuming that you're average man on the street trader out there or somebody looking to get into it, you don't have a friend who's an intern and works at a place where everyone's trading Forex, and they just happen to be trading with the guy, learning from a guy who's local, who's a master, who wants to train them for free. What would you recommend? What would you recommend from a pathway forward?
I know. You're right. Not everyone, gets that lucky. But, you just start by learning the basics. For a beginner, my biggest advice would be don't even start live trading yet. Look at the basics, go to like Baby Pip, something easy, and find a mentor. And that doesn't even have to be me. We don't suit everyone out there. Some people prefer to trade other strategies and not smart money trading, retail with the trend lines. I don't have anything against that if that's what they want to do. But yeah, find a mentor. Find a mentor, stick with it, go demo, and learn the basics and practice. That's just the biggest thing you can do. And the biggest obstacle really is overcoming that initial stage of constant failure. And I've been at that point, just constant losing and losing trades. Find a community, find someone who will uplift you, find someone who will trade along with you, just like we do here at Ariel. I do that with my business partners. But just find someone who has the same mindset as you, who has the same trading style as you, work with them, and just do the best that you can. That's all you can do. And at the end of the day, you have to look at the bigger picture. Why are you trading in the first place? It all comes down to the why. Are you trading just to make money? Are you trading to provide for your family? And just remember your why. And if you can remember your why, then you're never going to give up.
Cool. And thinking about mindset, like traders' mindset, you would have had a few clients come through, seen different mindsets, people that made it, people that have done well, people that have given up. What do you think? Have you got any sort of special techniques or hacks that you can share with us today? Yeah,
so we have we provide one-on-one sessions for our clients when they come on board, and the first thing that we say is, how long have you been trading? Some people have been trading for quite some time. Some people are brand new. So getting them acclimated, not just to the strategy, but to how the industry works in Forex in general, is trying to teach them just simple little tricks that we wish that we had when we first started. So that's who we want to become. Our mission in Ariel FX is to be the mentors we wish we had when we first started. So we have to identify first the problem and then provide solutions. So the problem is psychology. That's the biggest thing. So beginners come on board, they don't really know what they're doing. If they're failing, how do we get them to continue and to, never, give up? And we sit down with them, and we're there for them, and we help them throughout their journey and just teach them that this is not a get-rich-quick thing. It's not at all. It's the quickest way to get rich, but it's not a get-rich-quick thing. People are so short-sighted in this industry because they hop around from strategy to strategy, from group to group. If you can stick to one thing, develop a set of rules and develop a trading plan with risk management, and to sit down with your mentor and ask questions, that's the biggest thing, asking questions, you will find yourself becoming profitable faster than you realize. And because people, when they lose a trade, they think, the strategy's bad, the mentor's bad, this and this is bad. When in all reality, it's just their heads that's messing with them, their psychology. So we work with people and we try to build their psychology and to build that part of their trading because that's the most important. And I think we do a really good job of that.
Now, if there's one thing you would recommend somebody's retail trader spend the next month mastering, what would it be?
Biggest thing I would say is I would say psychology, mastering emotions. And, it comes down to the strategy at the end of the day, but mastering your own emotions. And it's very hard to do initially because you can find a strategy. There are so many strategies out there that work. You can take the time and learn them. Smart Money Concepts took me, I think, probably 12, 15 months, so a little over a year to become really, really profitable in it. But getting over the hump and not caring if you lose a trade because you have your trading plan. You have your trading plan, you have your rules, you have your risk management. So what if you lose a trade? You keep going. It just takes practice. There's no like holy grail to overcoming that, but focusing on your emotions and your psychology within trading and just being conscious of what you're thinking when you're in a trade. And even if you lose a trade, that's just the biggest thing. If you can focus on that, you'll get to your goal a lot faster.
Now, I've got a couple of quick fire questions here before we wrap up. Do you have a recommended trading resource or a book?
I never found the trading books to be really positive. You can look at books and articles and documents online, but a lot of it's just retail stuff. And I don't like retail stuff because, to be the most profitable trader I can be comes down to how the market's moving. That's institutionally based, bank-based, not retail-based. So the biggest book that I guess you could say is just chart work yourself. Just get out there and practice, be on the charts, and just through experience, you'll get a lot better.
Cool. And what about your preferred broker and trading platform?
Yeah, brokerage, I would recommend. It depends because I'm in the U.S., so we can't use certain brokerages. But here in the U.S., I love LQDFX. It's a great brokerage. I have no affiliation to them whatsoever, so don't think I'm making money from them. But IC Markets is a really good brokerage platform, MT4, MT5. Open up a demo account. Just start getting out there. Any of those brokerages are really, really good.
Hey folks, ever wonder what broker I use? Well, I use Hanko Trade. It was a no-brainer because I was looking for a broker with good trading conditions and one that wouldn't restrict my leverage. Now, by joining Hanko Trade, I've also cut down my trading costs significantly with their super low commission of just $1 per 100K. You can learn more at hankotrade.com or just click the link I've put in the description. Now, do you want to walk us through your worst ever trade?
Ooh. Yeah, this was, again, a lot of these bad trades happened when I first started. And I would say probably, I don't remember the exact trade, but I remember what I was feeling in that moment. I placed a trade and it wasn't going in my direction. And I wanted so badly for it to work because I thought it was a really, really good trade. It had all the confluences there and everything, all my rules were met. I placed it, didn't go in my direction, and I just had to win that. And that was before I really, started to master my emotions and psychology within trading. And I kept over-leveraging the next position until the account almost blew. But yeah, that's just one of those things that I had to overcome. That was probably one of the worst times in my trading career, was when feeling like you did all you can in your analysis and it didn't work out. So you then go against your rules and over-leverage. Just one of those things that you got to get over that hump and not care if you lose. So that was pretty harsh for me.
Brilliant. Well, look, before we wrap up, what's the best way for the traders to get hold of you?
Yeah, definitely. So we have our IG. It's at Ariel__FX. It's a double underscore. And we have our YouTube where we post just about every single day. Have a full Smart Money Concepts series, all for free for you guys. So just search Ariel FX Smart Money Concepts. And we do have our Telegram at Ariel FX Trading as well.
Brilliant. Well, look, guys, for listening to the whole interview, I'm going to tell you something, a little secret. So we shot the video of the chart share video with Nathan before the interview. So if you're thinking this is a little light on detail, that's because you actually get a full-on masterclass in this video. It goes for about 20 minutes. Nathan does not hold back, so it's definitely worthwhile going and checking out after listening to this. So thanks for sticking around, and look, a big thank you to Nathan for sharing with us today. Everything we discussed here, along with all those links he's just mentioned, are in the show notes. To find them, simply search for Nathan in the search box on tradingnut.com. Until next time, I wish all my listeners trading happiness and success. All right, folks, so there we are, interview done and dusted with Nathan Jester. Now, look, do remember we did shoot a masterclass. It is literally a masterclass after the interview where Nathan breaks down his entire trading strategy in minute detail. So it gives you guys a really, really, really good view of how he gets in and out of the market and the thinking behind it. So worthwhile checking this out for these massive reward trades that he's got getting. And look, if you guys are interested in finding out more from him, check out the links under the video or in the show notes. These links will get you to learn more from Nathan. The other things going on here are the Genius Trader. Yeah, so there's the video series coming up with Andy Murphy. If you're looking to join, the cart is still open at a 75% discount, I hear, at the moment. So if you guys want to jump on there and check that out, then please do. And yeah, that video series is coming up with some amazing content, which I know you're going to love and probably be able to apply to your trading to get that mindset on point. Other things, Robot Builders Club, $100 account challenge. If you want to join, if you want to automate some or all of your trading, then go and check that out over there on tradingnut.com / Actually, no, just go to click on the robots link at the top and you'll see how that performance account of that account is going and whether or not you can jump on board and get that, or the Brandon Abbas Asia Assassin strategy that's only available this month. All right, folks, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.